1 year, holy moly. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. I'm very excited for this build tonight. It's going to be so much fun. It's a board I've been waiting on for a minute, and actually, I haven't been waiting on it for that long because I didn't know I was getting one for a long time. So, first and foremost, I want to give a big shout out. Big hoorah for partner in crime, Mr. Chewart Little, aka Chewy, for getting me this board. It was something after we had Voxkey on the first time, I had a lot of it changed the way that I thought about the board. Did I just wake up when I unboxed it? I had woken up probably about 30 to 40 minutes before. Like, I literally woke up, took my dog out, and then I like moved some things around in my apartment, cleaned up a little, and then Chewy was here. I was hoping I had a little bit more time so I can, shower and not look like I just woke up. But hey, it made the IG story, it made it that much more real. So I probably should have put like a hat on or something. My hair is very crazy. So, but yeah, shout out to Chewy for getting this board for me. I really appreciate it. It's a board that, like I said, when we had Voxkey on all those months ago, holy shit. Rick, thank you for the 10 tier 1 subs. The 10 gifted. Draft Profit, thank you for the 2 months. And Metal Check, thank you for the 1 year. But no, I had a lot more, not that I didn't respect the board or I didn't appreciate the design before, but after listening to the time that they put into it and everything that they did for it, that really made me upset that I missed out on it. Geo. Really, dude? Thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate it. I'm sure I'm going to love it, especially because, man, y'all are going to see it in a second, but this plum, oof, it's so beautiful. Geo, thank you again for the 5 gifted. Very much appreciate that. Yeah, Rick and Geo coming in big, coming in hot. Is it just you or is audio super quiet? It's probably just you, because looking at my looking at what I see, it's pretty up there. But enough of my ugly face. Also, Starstone, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. What up, Luke? How you doing? One thing I found out today, I think we had this issue last time and I forgot. The for whatever reason, if you put Iron 165 as one word on Twitch, like as a title, it kicks it back. It won't let you do it. So I had to do Iron space 165. No, it's okay. I think it was more because I was having a bad day when Chewy told me. I think it was, I can't remember what happened. But when he told me, I was like, wait, what? Like, really? You got this for me? But I know we have the unboxing on the stream or on the Instagram, and if you're not following us on Instagram, be sure to check it out at Mechs on Instagram at Mechs on Deck. There's the link. Yeah. Bubblehead Brett, thank you for the 260. Okay, quick. One thing. I want to say a couple things about this case real quick. This thing is pretty freaking cool. I didn't show this off in the little story, but these are branded. They've got the Smith & Rune logos on here. Solid touch. Solid touch. And I really like that the case, I like that it's more of it's a much slimmer profile than something like the TX cases. So it'd be a lot easier to have a couple of these, stack them and still protect your board and not have to worry about it, you know? You know, it's true. It's true, it's true. But, open this up. Shut up and take my money. True. So, lots of stuff going on here. So we've got a little pocket, which is a nice, very nice touch. Got all of our gaskets. Quite a few of them. Little USB daughter board with your little JST email end. This, of course, is your feet as well as your actual JST connector. Rob Shred, thank you for the 200 bits. Appreciate it, my dude. I think I might have messed up the thing that I changed on my little dealio, but it's okay. You know what? We're rolling with it. Yeah, little feet, some screws, and your JST connector. So, a couple more gaskets in here, as well as the PCB, which we'll have to test this out. I haven't really opened it up to test it out, so I'm gonna do that kind of first and foremost, so we can make sure everything's good. Rob 27 Shred, thank you for the 200 bits, as well as thank you for everything that you gave for the Slackers Care. I know you put in a couple items, so even more baskets. This is what everyone's here to see. This is what they want. They want to see this beautiful plum board. Dude, Exo Squid, we just started, man. We just started. Oh. Oh. So sexy. Oof. Oof. Oof.
Cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one,
Rebecca
cheer
Klein.
one, cheer one, cheer one,
Dee Dee
cheer
Klein.
one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one.
Thank you for the 69 bits,
Cheer one,
my
cheer
dude.
one, cheer one, cheer one, cheer one.
There's a little
cheer
couple
one,
fingerprints
cheer
on
one,
it because
cheer
I did
one,
I did
cheer
have to
one, cheer
take it
one,
out and
cheer
fondle
one,
it a little
cheer
bit.
Cheer one.
But man, this thing is absolutely beautiful. They did a great job with the engravings on the bottom. It's super clean. Looks great. It came out really, really, really well. As well as this plum color. It's like it's like a deep, deep purple, almost like a burgundy color. Like a nice red wine with the black base. It just looks so clean. I will be getting Bingsu, which should match with this pretty well. So I'm very excited for that combo. Shout outs to 159 and everyone over at Project Keyboard. We're gonna first thing actually I'm gonna do, just so that way I'm ready. I'm gonna put the feets on this thing real quick. Please lick it. I'm not gonna lick baby pancakes. I'm sorry. I never got picking up the graphite because Plum and Navy look so slick. Or so sick. Yes, they do. Side up. What is up, my dude? What are you doing? The color is pretty freaking awesome looking. The camera or the keyboard color looks different than the render. Here's your Tom. You know what? It looks fantastic. There's put these little bump-ons on here so that way we can avoid any issues. Can you build this as if you were teaching a noob? I can try. Yeah, all the iron colors came out absolutely fantastic. You know, they did a lot of prototyping on not only the board itself, but the colors. They got every color in a prototype, so they knew exactly what it would look like. So there would be really no questions. I did get my new headphones, and they are great. They have like a weird... they have like a weird kind of popping noise from the ear pads. That's just because of it's like the material rubbing against the actual headphone. Sometimes when I turn my head, I hear like a slight pop. Not like pop, but like almost like if you're rubbing leather against something, how it makes that little noise. Yeah, I mean, when you're screwing gaskets, and you gotta be fairly gentle with it. You don't want to put too much pressure. We'll put this back in here for right now. The first thing we want to do, now that we've got those in there, and check it out. This is a VIA compatible PCB. I did get the Sundaras, dude. They came. They finally got here. So love the branding. Not only the Smith & Rune logo, as well as the Canon keys did help out with this. Super clean, super nice and simple PCB. No frills. That's what I like. No frills. Clean and easy. Just like the ANSI. So let's get this JST connector, and we can VIA. It is in fact VIA. I'm sure it's probably loaded. I know that they've been working on it for a while, so I can't imagine why it wouldn't be loaded already. So always check your PCBs. Teha types build failed. What do you mean? His build for the iron? That was a prototype PCB. Exactly. See, there you go. There's always an answer. Sign this petition to get big link, but it's okay. Because you know what? Everyone in chat, go do that, because that not only helps Dixie, that helps every one of the vendors here in the connectors. Always make me scared because I feel like I'm gonna break them. It's just a layout issue. I'm typing. the broken. Yeah, go. Everyone should go fill out that, because Shopify is something that a lot of vendors use in this community. A lot of people use that, and we really need that to be fixed so that way people can get stuff out and not lose money on it. And it will make your shipping cheaper. Exactly what Dixie said. All right. I think it probably wise that I open up Via before I try to. See. What is up? Sure I have everything plugged in correctly. What stabs am I going to be using? I am going to be using some of the Durock stab. Purple Durock stabs from Novelty. For whatever reason, Via wasn't seeing it. You're not sure if it's merged yet? Let's try Cheddar. See something. Reason it's not one. PCB manufacturers who do clear PCBs do not. Ooh, boy, howdy. Seeing. Don't want to mess this guy up, so I'm going to. Y'all. Started with today, like I said, we're going to be using some of the Novel Keys Durock, the purple stabs. I am going to be doing split backspace. The board does support a full backspace as well. But how's everyone Tuesday? Everyone having a good Tuesday so far? What is up, Functional? How you doing? Four-day work week. There we go. That's right, isn't it? I have no idea what's going on. Was yesterday a holiday? I don't remember. I'm not working right now. Days don't matter. Holidays don't matter. Every day is off day for me right now. Or is it a holiday? Memorial Day next Monday? Okay. We got Friday off too. True. Ooh, so you get 2 back-to-back 4-day work weeks. Nice. That's a lot of 205 grade 0. So I am using 205 grade 0 here on my purple Durock stabs. The guy who was here that said he wanted me to go through everything as if a noob was doing it. I am lubing the stabilizers to make sure that the stabilizers are nice and sound like nothing's there, basically. Now, if you were, you had a regular mechanical keyboard that maybe you bought from like, Corsair or Ducky or something, is your space bar, your inner key, your backspace, and your shifts are going to be kind of rattly. This takes that rattle away, makes it smoother, makes it, like I said, almost feel like they're not even there. What is up, Tactilitarian? How you doing, my dude? They do, in fact, come in purple. I think the purple is only available at Novel Keys. but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It would be impossible to get without a ship. There might be some international vendors for it. I'm not sure. But, I mean, in all honesty, how often do you really see your stabs? How often are you looking down? Under your keycaps to look at your stabs? Almost never. Is that a Bauer? Yes, it is in fact a Bauer. But today we're building the iron. Battle of the 65. The battle of the 65s. You peeping stabs? How's Chewy doing? He's doing well. He's doing well. I think he's actually he's enjoying some Dungeons and Dragons like the true inner nerd that he is. It's a group and I think they're playing tonight. But no, he's been, both him and his wife are doing well. I think they're doing well. Trying to get back into the swing of things. Zerkowski, how you doing? Wish me luck. Existentially yours, that's funny. You have no sub no more? Oh, unlucky man. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it with your Twitch account and get a free sub to your favorite streamer. Whether that's Mechs on Deck or not, I mean, it's up to you, but you know, you're here. Card unlocked. It's okay. Never feel like you have to sub or anything. We're not what's that girl? Bad Bunny was I think who it was. That she like literally went on a rant. She's been on like 4 or 5 different rants in the past couple months of like how she's better than everyone and that people are not on her level. That they need to subbed her. She got mad because she was only at like 10 subs for a whole stream. Unlucky. Wow. Luke with the fire. Brass. He's all about that brass. Wait, I've got something I can bring it up. Bit. Urban, I've got something for you. Let's see. Doesn't work. Dang it. Forgot I messed it up. You should use prong tool. I have a prong tool. this. The jeweler's thingy. But kind of annoying. Kind of annoying. I'd rather just hold them. I enjoyed using that for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know, the time I'm spending putting the stems inside of this is about as long as it takes for me to lube the stem. So I'm just not going to do that anymore. So if you were, say, to buy GMK stabs, one thing that you do have to do that you don't with the GMK stabs or a lot of other stabs, longer little feetsies here you'd have to clip off. These are already pre-cut. Brass. Did y'all hear? No, you didn't hear it. I wonder if I can play it. I could play it. Let me find it. I don't know where I put pulling sounds. Well, I know Zeal stabs. These are basically the same thing, and they are way cheaper. Way cheaper. They're not exactly the same. They are a little bit different, but they are very close. And you know what? I prefer to keep the price, the difference in cost. I prefer to keep that money in my wallet. Not sure if the GMK retools are fixed or not. Yes, they do know that they had the issues. They are aware of it. I'm not sure if they fixed it. Exactly. Was there a workaround for the GMK retool? I think there was like a deal where you could buy like wires from somewhere else and they wouldn't be as bad. But honestly, I like the Durox a lot. That's a lot. The one thing I will say about the Durox is that because they do have significantly, they're not quite as tight. The inserts and the housings are not quite as tight as something like the GMKs. So they do rattle a bit more. So you do have to put a little bit more lube in there to keep them from rattling. Didn't know about the issue. There's a lot of people that did that, man. There's a lot of people that bought a ton. Excuse me, because I think a lot of people will, especially if you know you're gonna, you know, you got a bunch of boards on the way, or you know you're gonna buy a bunch of boards, you buy, you know, 5 or 6 sets of stabs, or maybe, you know, you buy more than one set of stabs at a time, just so that way you don't have to worry about it. But I have a set of the C3 stabs and I have not used them yet. Getting wrecked by the stabs. That's unlucky, man. I don't have issues. Zeals don't have issues. Zeal stabs are fine. They're just expensive. So it's nothing like against the stabs themselves. It's just that they're expensive. They're fantastic. They feel great. But they're expensive. Is Zeal pop out a myth? I think it was way more prevalent on the V1s. They did retool the Zeal stabs. It's fixed in V2. Can't wait for Rama stabs. I'm not sure if those are actually going to happen still. Has he said anything about those recently? Zeal stabs definitely will pop out, but I don't know. I mean, my thing is Durocs are just, I feel like the Durocs are like 95% there for like less than half the cost. You know? Like Durocs are more expensive than a GMK. Than GMK stabs, but not as expensive. They sit in between. They sit in between. Not perfectly, but close enough. Right, trigger people. Lube the shit out of the wires. Am I building HHKB? No, I'm building split backspace, and then it's a 65%, so it has split right shift. Because I just prefer the split backspace feel. Almost all my boards have it at this point. So split backspaces for monsters. It's nice to see that Smith and Rune also can agree on split backspace or not. Full backspace gang rise up. Why don't you like split backspace, Luke? What's wrong with you? It just seems so much, it's just so much easier to me. Boxes split backspace game. Yeah, split backspace singing. That's where it's at. Where it's at. Big backspace, nice stocks. But it's more expensive, right? You know? You gotta pay for the extra staff. You don't have typos, then split backspace is a waste. If you don't have typos, man, then that's crazy. Everyone has typos. Accidental interpress. I've had that before. I know how that is. I've done that. Especially when I'm typing like on Discord specifically. I'll have that issue, but yeah. What else is everyone looking to get in? I know I saw some of the the round 3 samples for Bingsu. Big hype on that. The delete key. Dude, I love myself some delete key. Why did I dip the wire? It's just how I like it. Honestly, it's the thing. waiting on your iron, just paint it on. Because I feel like with these stabs, they need like way more than like GMK. Need like way more lube in there. And honestly, if I'm gonna over lube something on a stab, the wire is perfectly fine to over lube. Because it's also like the one thing you can't really like fix afterward, right? Like realistically, after it's in the board, I can paint up the stem. I can shove the brush in there and try to paint up the housing a little bit, but it's really hard. I could probably try to put some in there in the wire, some in the insert, but it's not gonna be the same. So also, in my opinion, the metal rattle is the more annoying rattle. The wire rattling is what is annoying. So yeah. Everyone has their own way they do it. I have success with the dip. Are you gonna get Lux? Ooh, MK. It's nice. So bummed. Oh, Austin. First Love is looking hot. I think even Drifting Bunnies himself, I'm not sure if he's here, but even Drifting Bunnies himself was absolutely surprised at how quickly the Austin round 2 sold. We were talking about it before. And we were trying to figure out, we were guessing what the timing would be for it. And round 1, 30 minutes. We're like, maybe about 10, 15 minutes, maybe. Nope. 1 minute. Papaya. Papaya. I agree with you. The 96 key is a nice layout, but it is very underused, and I personally would not use it. Oh, hey, Drifting Bunnies. How you doing? You're stressing that you wouldn't be fast enough? I feel like that's like everyone, Everyone's just trying to get in as fast as possible and trying to make sure that they can select everything that they want. Get in on the heavy metal group. You like it, you can afford it, then do it, man. Always my thought process. If you're into it, pick it up. If you're into it and you can afford it, pick it up. I like when options are selected after. I think that just makes it easier. Because it's like, you don't have to. It's like, what if you're trying to decide between a couple colors? You're sitting there. You're sitting there and you're waiting. And you're like, I can't decide between these two colors. In terms of the Austin, I can't decide between the E white or the burgundy. And then all of a sudden it's gone because you took forever. Then you're screwed. Well, my Austin stream, it should be up. If not, we'll make sure it's up. Pick up some Arias. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, urban grass. Give me a second. Give me a second. Sorry about the fingerprints. I couldn't keep my grubby little hands off of it. There's the brass, my dude. Very clean. Have I recovered from the 24-hour stream? Yeah, dude, it was like 2 weeks ago. I'm good. I am solid. When are the extras coming out? Dude, honestly, I have no idea. Our discussion with who? Islington. Dude, honestly, with the 24-hour, I was like good like the next day. Oh, with Upas. Upas is a good dude. Shouts to Upas for providing the desk mat. And for running the Iron 165. I was wrecked after the 24-hour stream. I can't believe you stayed up the whole time. There's a couple people that did. Blew my mind. You were good until about 7 a.m. Didn't you go on like a super late night, like a chicken nugget run? Only bad thing about a WoW stick thing is that it's the drivers, or not the drivers, but the bits are not long enough, and I don't think it comes with a. Where can I get one of those for Fox Sake shirts? So that's actually a band t-shirt. It's a band that I toured with. Band called Emarosa. Need a Church of Zycos t-shirt. I think Chewy's working on something for that. Yeah, the band Emarosa, their thing has been foxes for a long time. And so they had that shirt, and thoughts on the recent Emarosa album? It was good. Enjoyed it. I like those guys, and I like their stuff. Good dudes. Great album. Oof. All right. So now what screwdriver? It's a wow stick. The wow. 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 Just like saying that. All right. This guy. These. It's no sham wow though. True, it's not. Close enough. Wow. Just screwed these in before I did the. I think this will be the board that will make Chewy love 65%. You know what? I hope so. I think it will. The thing is what's funny is that it's kind of blown out of proportion, Chewy's distaste for 65%, because he does really. It's not that he doesn't. It's not that he hates them. Not a I hate them thing. It's a. He just thinks there's other stuff that's better. He doesn't see the point in it. Another thing that I love about the Duroc stabs over GMK, especially like they snap in. I don't have to worry about them flopping around everywhere. It's okay for Chewy to be very true. GMK stab's good now. So people, honestly, I haven't tried him in forever, so I don't really know for sure. He is in fact a Packers fan. I'm a little bit indifferent on NFL teams. Personally, I'm more of a college football guy. So that's just me. Oklahoma Sooners fan. So Boomer Sooners. Wow! Stick. The other thing that sucks about this dang wow stick thing is these. These are a terrible design. Convenient when you only have one, but when you have three, you gotta keep up with. That makes it hard. You prefer College Sports Pro? No, I agree with you there. I think it's, as weird as it sounds, I think it's because in college sports, it's, everyone is trying to, obviously everyone's trying to win in pros, but everyone is at different levels. Like there are grossly better teams a lot of times on one side of the ball. You only use the first tube or the typically only use the first tube of bits. Because the other ones are like kind of like weird. The like Apple star bits. Stuff that's like kind of like off non-standard stuff. Traditions, yes, exactly. The Michigan. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Y'all gotta figure it out. Figure out how to beat Ohio State. Switch. I have to. ISO. It supports ISO. Got lube everywhere. Let's see if line this puppy up. How embarrassing would it have been if this was actually a this is actually 6.25. I heard Packers. What's up, John? How you doing? All right, so we're using Zykos today. If you don't know what that is, put exclamation point Zykos in the chat. But I'll explain it real quick. Zeal V2 bottom, Panda top, so like either Yak, Jesus, or drop Panda top, Halo, stem. These are 78 gram variants with the actual V2 springs from the Celios. Very tactile. Very, very tactile. It also can be fairly hard to get into plates. Just gonna get the first couple in here. Not aware. A lot of flex cuts in this, and I don't want to bend anything because I'm in it. Church of Zykos has spoken. You know, and if you're some people, you call them murkies. You know? I shouldn't have as many issues with these Zykos as these are soldered Zeal bottoms, which does help out significantly. But still, they can break, so be wary if you do decide to make Zykos. In fact, yeah, I could see that. Well, looks like these are all still Zykos, so we need the shirt, the Church of Zykos shirt. Fun fact. Urban does like brass. Any thoughts on the blueberries? I mean, I have very limited experience with them at this point, but I do like of felt. I may have just made the switch not as. Well, that's a first. He's gone. There we go. Move on to the next switch. Zyko giveth, Zyko. Alright. Difference between the halo stems. I mean, so Scott, what you did is exactly what I'm doing. The difference, there's no difference between, like, the halo stem that is in the Holy Pandas from Drop is still a halo. What's up, Cartoon 91? How you doing, my dude? I didn't see any of those other ones. I can already tell this is going to sound amazing. How do you know if you messed up a Zyko? Trust me, you would know because it goes very, it turns into... The thing is if you do push the leaf in, try to pull it down, but a lot of times it doesn't work. So like what happens is these, okay, so see, 2 pins, these have been desoldered, so there's still some solder on there. So that helps prevent it from this pushing in. But when you push this in, because of the way that the Zelio housing is, there's no retention for the leaf in the bottom housing. The retention is all in the top housing on Zelio switches. And when you take the top away, you obviously lose that as I throw the switch. And so there's really nothing holding it back. It's wanting to move freely. So like what I did where the pin actually broke instead of getting pushed in. If it was to get pushed in, it would turn into a linear, which is not fun. I mean, linears are cool, but when you want a Zyko and you get a linear, all right, we're gonna get some more anchor switches in first. One thing too, when you are building Zycos, please, please, please make sure that they are all, together. Because the housings are mismatched, it does have a tendency to kind of be a little bit off. So you just want to make sure that you give them some extra presses. Make sure that it's fully together. Because if you don't, that could also cause you some issues when you're bored. Well, gotta stay hydrated. Let's get switches. We can get started with the soda part. Random comment for you. That bowl of switches resembles shredded wheat cereal on your iPad mini screen. Okay. All right. Sure. Look at my dog. He's literally snoring right now. My dog is snoring. Good boy. What is up, Mr. Langlandia? Well, howdy. SM7B cannot pick up snoring sound. I think even if it was snoring. But he's cute. He's cute. Good boy. Trying to be like somewhat gentle with the go. Dude, boom. Hey, boom. .808 is like the TR-808 is literally the most important musical invention. Our time. Again, I always have to do this. I always have to tell people, solder the PCB upside down. It works for me, may not work for you. I'm left-handed. I find it a little bit easier for me to avoid things. So, outside of things like, well, I mean, like for music, for the modern era of music, it's definitely the most important. Which is funny because it didn't do well initially. It was not a successful. It was not a successful product. 310 your iron. Make sure it's nice and clean. Make sure the solder's going on evenly. If it's been sitting there for a little while, it's going to be way more oxidized. It's been sitting here for like 2 weeks. So it doesn't feel like it's flowing as well. Too. Some fresh solder on there, clean it off a little bit. They are worth a ridiculous amount now. Yeah, they are. What do I think of the plum color? Oh, Jeff. Beacon. Are you asking me, Luke, or are you asking Jeff? I love the plum color. Christ. I don't know. I'm not a big vintage blacks person. Wouldn't know on. Say 95 or 94, but if they're I think, yeah, try them. Some people are gonna hear different things from different. Ooh, boy. What is up, Matt Ish? Oh, Baby J, Baby JJ, and Burrito Berry. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Finicky, band and Honda. What? Talking about Willis. He is really going for it. I wish you could. Dang. Bocha tea. I had multiple people ask me today if what I got was an FE. Like, I think we're rolling in it now. Chewy and I are friends. You know, we're best friends, but man, I don't think he likes me that much to buy me a FE. Now that we have got our anchor switches in, test of friendship, true. FE at some point. Dude. FEs are they really are. I'm gonna give me Enom's FE. Not gonna lie. Every time I put a switch in, first thought. Did I break this switch? Did I break it? Why is everyone making fun of Bruce? He's Batman. How dare you make fun of Batman? Because he instead of a wine cellar, Eve cellar. I was trying to explain the hobby to my dad a couple weeks ago, and I was telling him about how like expensive everything is initially, and then like how much it's like worth on the secondhand market. He was like, "Wait, so you mean to tell me also this is an example of what I was talking about? It's how because the housing mismatch, it is relatively normal for these switches to be very hard to put together. So just gotta make sure you go." Bloop, just get them nice in there. Think you hang out in that too often? It's a cool channel. I've been in there a little bit more recently for the audio stuff. Just purchased these Hi-Fi Man Sundara headphones, which I am very much enjoying. That was the first place I went to get a little bit more confirmation on the purchase. If it would be worth it. Smith and Rune Discord is a great place. It's cool people over. It's cool people, and a lot of them are here tonight. Appreciate that. We were met with idiots instead. Feel free to link the Smith and Rune Discord. It's going to be where you're going to want to go if you want updates on things that are going on with Iron 165, if you're looking for extras, or if you are to get in on Iron 180. Definitely check that. It's good for interesting. Stay away from the audio channel if you like your wallet. I haven't gotten too far. Mr. Petrov, thank you for the 11-month tier 1 sub. Mr. Petrov. How are you doing this fine Tuesday evening? Muted audio because I want to keep my wallet intact. Everyone in there is just trying to get everyone else to buy ZMF. My thing is what's going to happen after everyone in the channel. Like, what happens when the goal is achieved and everyone has the ZMF headphones? Also, who in the Discord works for ZMF that is just trying to like up their sales? Like, this is a great marketing technique. It's not just you, Bruce. It's a sexy plate. HK gonna buy them for everyone. I'll take a set. If that's the case, I will happily take a set. Doesn't have to be one of the more expensive ones. It could be one of the cheaper ones. Either way, you know, I'll take a pair. Ooh, carbon fiber with forced split backspace. Yeah, Urban, you do work for the Brass Corp. A-level marketing. For ZMF. Forced back. You saying that like forced back split backspace is a bit. It just means you have the means you have the right backspace. It's nice because so just a little bit of backstory. These obviously the board of it, the Bower, were in Group I around the same time. And you know, there's a lot of people that had to decide either or. Some people got both. There's a lot of thoughts on which one would be better. I made a effort to try to get two different ones. So this one actually has a palm plate. This is a palm plate, brass plate, linear switches, tactile. So they're all different, you know. That's how I'm justifying the fact that I have two 65%s. Well, I also have 3 60s and a 75. That's how you justify it, right? Palm plate, brass plate, linear, tactile. They're different colors, different switches, different keycaps. Justification. I just had the conversation that you have to have with your wife for you. Ooh, what? Phones. This music's very low. I'll even hear the music. There it is. Spade, thank you for the follow. Variety is the spice of life. True. Gotta keep things interesting. Always, always. This is, in fact, the iron that you saw. You need a board for Discord, Twitch, Reddit, YouTube, and so on. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Just make up reasons to need a board. Just start adding desks to random rooms in your house. Just so you can have reasons to have more keyboards. Honey, why is there a desk in the kitchen? Work from home, baby. That's why. That's why. Don't forget the work and travel board. True. True. You know, you gotta have your kitchen board. You know, people got TVs in their kitchen. You know, they'll put an iPad or something. You gotta have your kitchen board. That way you can look up all the freshest new recipes. You know, you gotta have your bathroom board, so that way when you're going to the bathroom, you can get some work done. You gotta have one for every room in the house. No, you're just like... See, my thing with the audio stuff is that I already have so many hobbies. I need to not get into the like audiophile stuff, because I will go way too crazy with it. It'll be bad. Keebs audio 3D printing. True. See, I have Keebs, whiskey, guitars, kinda still, not really. Gaming, which just is like random expenses. Streaming. We use almost all of the money. With pretty much all the money we make goes to improving this stream, getting stuff, cameras and all that, new lenses. Housing wasn't on all the way. You can only have one expensive hobby at a time. Plus, I was in Magic for a long time. Like, I spent so much money on like guitars, Magic the Gathering. Spent a lot of money on keyboards. I spent a lot of money on computer stuff. A lot of money on camera gear. Man. See, I thought that would be me functional because that's what I have. Well, I have an A6500 and an A6000. So this is the A6000. This is the 6500. I thought I would stop, but now I'm like, man, I really want to get like a cinema camera because it just looks so much better. I didn't really give myself a whole lot of leeway here with these Zycos. That was probably not the best idea. I need to stop having interests. Me too. Business expense. True. True. And we do. We do expense it in a sense. But even then, it's expensive. It's still a hobby, but I only play. Is it still a hobby if I build a PC every year? Yes. Because the thing is like, you always end up spending so much money on other stuff for your PC. Like, I have 5 different mice. Why? But I do. Are you afraid of the pins being pushed and laying on the... I would be if these weren't already, like, desoldered bottoms. So the fact that they're desoldered bottoms, it basically makes it to where you can't, like if this was an actual Zeal, like if this was an unsoldered, like fresh Zeal bottom, I would be able to push the pin in right now. but it takes a lot more pressure to push it in. It doesn't go in as far. Like, it just popped in a little bit there, and I can literally just see that. Yeah, it went in just a little bit, and you just pull it right back out, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, but honestly, what I'm probably gonna do just to I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna pull these pins. If there's a little bit of just to make sure. Just to make sure. I don't have a desk muscle. Oh. Why I'm reaching for a pin in the hole that's not filled because it's for ISO. Also, I found out why the bedroom apartment living. Dude, I'm in a one bedroom, but I also live by myself, so it makes it really easy because this is literally in my living room, or not my living room, but in my my dining room. I don't have a dining room. This is my dining room. Cooking stream. Before I do that, solder are working. I think the coffee tables. True. Be an idiot here. I want to break something. Let's see. I don't want to mess those students through. All right, cool. We good? Just worried about the space bar. Bubbles. F11, thank you. Alrighty. That looks funny, doesn't it? Dude, Luke, your apartment is insane though. Like all your art and stuff. Your crazy chair. Which one? The one that we were talking about during the stream. I can't remember what it was called. But it was a very expensive chair. It's just r/male living space. Where's my boy Delaphin? Womb chair. Yeah, womb chair. That's what it was. You gotta brag so much, dude. I say that yet I would probably never spend $5,000 on a chair. My buddy spent $5,000 on a couch, and I told him he was crazy. Granted, he spent $5,000 on a couch that he had never sat in before. Those are words. I don't know what that means, Luke. How thin is the solder? It is. I don't remember the 0.8 millimeter. It's the one that's like recommended. The Kester, not Kirster. It's probably some of the best, not the best, for EEB work. Not to mention other things. It's great. Having a nice solder, like soldering iron and solder, definitely worth it. Also, Luke, how are you? You seem like the person that would be all about having the insane audio setup. You could sit in your womb chair and enjoy some of those, like, see, people are saying ZMF. I want to go bigger. I want to go those ones that Linus Tech Tips did, the ones that were like 10 grand. Do those. He's about dim gains, not weak audio. He's rocking the power beats in the gym. The Abyss. Yeah, that's right. Abyss. That's the company that did the Linus Tech Tips video with DMS. It was like the full Abyss setup that was like 50,000 or something like that. You could have a BMW, but instead, here's some headphones, an amp, and a DAC. As long as I'm not married, I'll rock speakers. You know what? I feel you on that. But speakers are just as crazy, if not crazier. Flux. I love Flux. Give Luke a few months. Speakers only $2,500. I must. You know, I thought the only thing that Luke liked to flex was his muscles, but apparently I was wrong. See, everyone here in Dallas, so like a couple other people that are in our Discord, like our buddy Rick and some other people, are like, oh, we should meet up and do like an audio meetup. And I'm like, let's not do that because it's going to make me want to spend more money. And I don't want to. Like, I already struggle with the fact of like wanting to just buy every new camera lens and every new thing that comes out that's made for like streaming. So when I was building these switches earlier, when my state opens, I'm hoping to go test some ZMF stuff. Oof. When I was building these switches earlier today, I had desoldered these switches a long time ago, and it was they're from a board that I wasn't really worried about. I wasn't very careful in the desolder. There was still a pad attached to one of the legs from that other board. I was like, oh, gotta take that off. Dude, Iron 180 is going to be amazing. I am like super stoked for it. Hoping to get one of those. I love the aesthetic of line. And I like the idea of having like a line. Like that's one of the things I really liked about the TX line. Rama partly does it, but not really. But I like the idea of having a line of keyboards, you know? Just having Oh, this is one. This is one. Brutal Savage Wrecked is another one. Just picked up a all black Key 65. Awesome. Should probably plug in the J before I test the switches. I'm always afraid that I'm going to forget the is not in VIA yet. We are good in EK. Oh, I'm not showing you. Yeah. There we go. All right. Oh, look, it works. Oh, it works. So we are not set up for the split backspace right now. I'll have to fix that later. Everything else is good. It's good. So we can clean up a little bit. Let's clean up. Do I have VIA installed? I do have VIA installed. See? It's probably just not it's not on there quite yet. It's actually a pretty, at this point it's a pretty quick process getting it in there, so I'm sure that'll be in there for just a second, so I can just do it in QMK and then fix it. So, but as of right now, what I need to do is I need to clean up. Under Canon keys since UPass designed it. Okay, cool. I'll probably fix that after the stream. I'm not really worried about it. This is pretty simple. I don't think anyone wants to sit here and watch me do QMK. QMK's really like the most fun thing to watch. And I'm not someone who can make it like super informative like MechMerlin. He's smart and dumb. MechMerlin's a cool dude. In fact, first time I met MechMerlin was also the first time I met Luke. Same night. And Nebulant. All of those people. Alright, chat. We're nearing the end. Need our screws. It was a fun night. Played some karaoke, or played some games. Sang some karaoke. I am Elvin. Fortunately, I do not have it. We use Epidemic Sounds for all of our songs. Yeah, the color is beautiful. Let's see it here. To where you can see it. sexy. It is sexy, isn't it? Sexy. Or girl. I'm not gonna assume it's gender. Using the wrong screw? Just saying. You can assume, but you can never be. It's not safe. Not in. You don't want to assume. Better to ask the question. Okay. All right. Gasket time. Color is almost erotic. I'm assuming there's no difference between these two and the rest of these. Because they look identical. It just looks like it was just this. Okay. That was my only question. I just gave you some extras. Okay. Gonna turn it in. Live in here. You gotta work tomorrow. Hey, Rob. You have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're playing marbles for the... I don't think so. I think this is one that unfortunately will not be given away. It'll be for... This is for me to love and to hold and cherish. The other ones look like licorice, just in case you get home. I don't like that these aren't like percent max width all the way. E-way. So bouncy. It's funny because for the longest time, I had no gasket boards for all of last year almost. Aaron or Luke and Vox, please feel free to yell at me if I'm doing something wrong. Like, this is such a hard hobby to get into. It's not that it's hard, it's just that there's a lot. What's better? Oh, that is two extremely different. That is two very different switches there. DIX XTV. One is a linear and one is a tactile. As far as this is such a hard hobby to get into, it can be, but it's really, this hobby is 100% what you want to get out of it, right? Like, there are people, I was talking with one of my buddies who was looking at buying a board last night, and it's one of those things he could, you could very easily start with something like a Tofu, or a Drop Alt full, and be 100% happy, and that be the only thing that you get, and just stop there, and that be the extent of your foray into the hobby. Or you could go down the rabbit hole and end up spending, a couple $1,000s on different things, but it's really what you make of it. As hard as you want it to be. That makes sense. And most things in this hobby are not difficult. It's just tedious. Also, I'm assuming I should cut it. And what would you say is a good entry point? Honestly, hold up for like a couple weeks or months. I know that the NK65 was announced. More information on it. Get one of those. Sides. Okay, Epidemic, I need you to stop. Stop lowering the volume of the music every time I go to a different... It's so weird. It didn't used to do that before, does it? You could do hot. I would do hot swap if you are new, because it gives you a better opportunity to try different switches without having to buy a new board. Which is really, when you are new in the hobby, that is going to be the biggest thing. Finding switches that you... Marathon Gamers, welcome. to check out the ID80. I haven't seen that. There are so much more than blues and reds. I was talking with a buddy last night, and he was like, "I want a board with browns," and I was like, I was like, "Why don't I let you borrow my Zelio EX60 with Zelios in it? A cheaper board. Check it out. The NK 65 though they're trying to be around $100, so that's gonna be nuts." That's gonna have plate, PCB, and stabs. Yeah, I can imagine. I had to do these with the what was it? Hey Slack, thank you for the follow. About the bow. Tingu. Yeah, the NK65 2. Pretty freaking awesome board. Ingo is I was very happy to be able to be involved in that and be able to check that prototype out, especially since I did not get a chance to see it at a meetup. Just a little, it's not. Also, what up, Pluto? How you doing, my dude? Chilling. Dude, I still can't believe that Chewy bought this for me, in all honesty. When he told me, I was like, wait, you did what? He's like, I got you an iron. I think he told me like a couple days after I got furloughed. Having a bad day. Either that or it had something to do with... I talked a little bit about it yesterday, but I help out with an event called HomeCon. We had our first event. Time he told me. That was interesting. But well, I dealt with someone who is very difficult. Don't even they don't let me. It did feel like waking up Christmas morning, especially because I had literally woken up like an hour before that. But personal. Any thoughts on the Baja? I don't know what you're talking about, Tactilitarian. KB fans. Oh, I did see that. Breaking shit over here. Here's my thing. If it's the Alice style layout, more people need that. Like, more people need to be trying the Alice. I think KBD fans bringing it at a price point that's pretty low will be great for the expansion and usage of that layout. Because the freaking Alice style layout is awesome. If you've never used it, try it. You need to try it. Lang. You weren't a fan of the Alice style layout? Some people won't be. But I think it's worth it for everyone to try them. I like the curved one that... Ooh. I haven't seen that one. Alright. Let's try not to break anything, chat. Make sure everything's in. Alex Virgo. Just like with any gasket board, you do want to make sure I didn't break it. We good. We good, chat. Stop lifting all that. So just like with any gasket board, when you're screwing the actual case in, you want to be careful. You don't want to over tighten, because what will happen if you over tighten is that you're going to really squish those gaskets and it's going to ruin the feel. It's going to ruin the feel. Brass. What if we just only said brass for the rest of the stream? Brass. 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 Brass, brass. Brass. Brass brass? Urban's brass. Aluminum. One had to be rogue. Say aluminum. Tactilitarian. Why? This is how you lose followers. Maybe. Maybe. But you know what? All about having fun. All about enjoying yourself. So you might as well. Thank you, Dark King Silver, for the Twitch Prime sub. And Kerpel804, thank you for the follow. See, you are wrong. We've got followers. We just got a few. Is that the WowStick69? Yes, it is. Thank you for all the follows. Dark King Silver and Brucey Waney, as well as Dash Kapov 6. Appreciate it, my dude. What Luke just brought up, talking about how typically with the like a gasket board, you want to get everything kind of in and then go back and just line everything up. Like you kind of make sure everything's not shifted over. With the way that this plate goes, I don't think I'm going to have an issue, but I am going to check. Let me wipe this thing down. It's got fingerprints galore on it. It's, you know, get these out. Maybe a little bit more clean. Tina go burn. Gonna be a lot of fingies on the copper, absolutely, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna look good. The bottom is so nice, but the top, oof, the top. Like the badge came out so well. Like, man. So today, big surprise, we're using one of my favorite sets. GMK 9s. Because I don't have Bingsu yet, we are using GMK 9s. But actually, we're supposed to check the edges. Sure, there is no extra. Sure, everything should be even. Let's see. Let me some 1Us and check this. This needs Red Samurai? That's an interesting set. I'm not a big fan of Red Samurai. You know what I think's gonna go on here? If not Bingsu, will be whatchamacallit? Metaverse. Like, that's another set I could see myself using on this. It's pretty even. Look at that top corner. Look at that corner. Pretty even. I think we're good to go. Don't have to worry about situating. Of course it's even. How dare I think that something that the Luke Barron made would be slightly off. How dare I? How dare I? Realistically, this should be all of the caps that I need. Off. Love all the different colors that come out depending on the light. True. Ooh. This is gonna sound so good. I can't wait to get it off of a desk mat, man. I'm not a fan of desk mats. In case you didn't know, your boy Osiris is not a fan of typing on desk mats. It's like this. I don't know if you can see that. It's a slight movement. I don't know. I feel it. When I press down hard, the keyboard moves, and I don't like that. No desk mats. In my opinion. For me. Yeah, he's a fan of flip space. Listen. Okay. Let me do me, okay? No stepped caps. No. Yeah, no stepped caps. I don't like stepped caps, like, personally, for whatever reason. I am a regular caps kind of guy. It just throws off. This is plum. Just a little bit bright right now. Dude, okay. Noah's here. How you doing? You know. They're making fun of you earlier, man. They were making fun of you. It's not good to believe. It is not. He's not straight. Halo stem alignment sucks, dude. What did I do? Nothing. It's just that the stems are just awful. They sound great. But good lord. The alignment on them. They're just like, there's just so much like wiggle room in the panda housing. It'll be alright. Bump. I'm already enjoying typing on this. This is gonna sound so dang good. This is gonna sound so good. You doing it? So these Zykos are lubed with 3204, which is not something that I've done in a while. I haven't used 3204. A minute. I know Chewy is a big fan of 3204. I prefer 3203. So, but felt like for Zykos, 3204 did feel and sound really good. Dude, why do y'all keep checking your ZMF cheats? Neurotical, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, my dude. Like, you do realize it's 10:30 at night. The dude's probably asleep. The sound test is going to determine whether or not you go through the effort of building Zykos. It's actually, the building of them is not that bad. It's just the process of actually putting the board together that kind of is like nerve-wracking the entire time. But the actual building of the switches is not bad. Upas, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 5 months. Appreciate it, my dude. How is your night going? How was the unboxing? Did you see the Instagram post? Because I was very excited. I was also very not awake yet. Missed the whole build. It's okay. The VOD's up. You can hang out for a little bit. Thoughts on T1 switches? Good switch at the price that you can buy them for. Like from a vendor. Don't pay extra money. Don't pay over retail for a price for a T1. I think I'm gonna do page up page.
Who is that?
Disco Crocodile. Thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, my dude. How was your stream? Also, exactly what Upas is saying. Don't pay over retail for any Switch. Scuffed per usual. What'd you do? What'd you build? Raid Shadow Legends? Burnt myself 8 times trying to build a USB. You know, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. We're not the hottest streamer. That would be Disco Crocodile. Oh. I have to be page up, page down. Where's my... Trying to decide what weight to go with for T1s. What have you tried? Like... What switches do you like right now? Because if you like a brown, I would say go with like a 62 or maybe a 60. Or something lighter. Don't go something crazy heavy. It's not. same row profile. You may be asking why I had have some caps in a tray and some caps in a bag. Okay, there we go. Ooh, boy howdy. Yeah, left alt looking scuffed. Yeah, I know. It's because of the, like... No, it's the alt. Spacebar's not warped. It's literally the actual switches. This inbox. It's not. Not abuse. Flip spacebar's best spacebar. Let's clean this up a little bit. Get everything out of here. I almost... Space between them. Yeah, it's because of this... I mean, it is literally because of Halo stems. There's wobbles. The wobble. Maybe wobble. It's just the nature of the beast. Can't be tight. Can't all be tight. All right. Just... Did you cancel your Holy Panda order? The most awful. Didn't even notice the wobble. The wobble doesn't do anything. Just it wobbles. Switches wobble. Disco Crocodile. Wow. With a 5 gifted. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate it. Alright. Try to... Everyone keeps talking about the wobble. It's not as apparent when you do this. Don't look like as much. See, when you have the spacebar normal, it looks. See? Wobble's not as much either. Let's see it with full backspace. Is it legal to marry? I don't know, man. Try. You might get some weird looks. This thing, it looks a lot more like red on the screen. Let me I want to see. I want to see what it looks like on my. Hard for me to get a good judgment of it. As far as what it's showing on stream, it is a little bit more purpley, but functional is right. It in the light, it really shifts to the more reddish, like burgundy tones, but it looks freaking amazing. It looks great. Let me show you on this camera. I take chat off real quick. It's one of those things. I haven't done sound tests yet, but it's one of those things that obviously it looks a lot darker sitting like this than it does when it's like this. Obviously, there's a light right there, a big light, and then there's another light right there. So it's one of those things. In person, it is much purplier and darker. It absolutely looks incredible. It looks fantastic. But let's type on this mug. It sounds really good. The spacebar sounds really good. I need to flip this bar. When people say it's 65%. Spacebar broken. Somehow I got a nick in my spacebar too. I don't know how that happened. Little nick. Why was that stab so messed up? What do you mean it wasn't messed up? There's nothing wrong with the stabs. Zyko is wobbly. But Zyko spacebar is wobbly because of the weight distribution of a flip spacebar. Looks like it has a bunch of movement. Well, it's because, so it's what I talked about earlier. So one of the things I don't like about the Everglide or whatever these things are called, the Duroc stabs, is because the inner stem, I don't know if I can show this to you. The inner stem versus the housing is got a lot of play. Like, can you see how much play that has? So anytime a switch then also has play, it's going to be way more exaggerated. Which is part of the reason why some people have gone away from using the actual housings of the Everglides or Durocs. And they've used the C3, which are a tighter stab. So it's nothing that's inherently wrong with it. It's just that's how they are. It is what they are. I mean, I can do a side-by-side with the Bauer. But the thing is they're so different. They're so different. Like, here. I'll put the microphone between the two of them. The Bauer is... They're actually like almost the exact same size. So the Bauer... No, they're both gasket mount. The gaskets on the iron are thicker though. Slightly thicker. So the Bauer is mauves with a palm plate, whereas the iron is Zykos with a brass plate. So it's like smooth linear switch versus the most tactile MX switch probably out. So I mean, I'll put the microphone between them, but yeah, very different. two completely different things. But the Bower feels and sounds good. I'm actually not 100% happy with the switches that are actually in this Bower. I might change those. Actually, take this. We're going to be 165. I said that I didn't actually install the gaskets into the Bower. It came with it installed. But these seem a lot thicker than what was in the actual Bower. I haven't done a measurement, but in the way of like screwing it in, these feel like much thicker gaskets. So I really enjoy the way that this looks, like the aesthetics of it with the badge and everything. Also, it looks really great with 9s. It's funny because this morning I was like, what should I put on here? I was like, maybe I'll put minimal. And then I was looking at the Rect that I have, or that I've now at this point stolen from Uplos because I need to send it back to him. But I was like, 9s is gonna look great on this color, because the dark color would look so good with it. So I'm really happy with the way 9s looks. I can't wait for Bingsu to get here, because even if I think Bingsu is gonna look amazing on this, yeah. Appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. I'm very excited about this board. I do need to reprogram it real quick in QMK and get it to split backspace. But this board will be in VIA soon. They're probably still working to get that figured out. If you are not aware, Mechs on Deck is a duo. So it's myself as well as Chewy, who is also in the chat, who said, so thick. But we will be live again tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central. Come hang out with us. We're going to have a guest on with us. We're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff. Please be sure to check out our sponsors. We got tons and tons of people. Confirmed Starstone. Okay, so it's Starstone that's going to be hanging out with us. You did leave that up in the air. Check out our sponsor, switchmod.net/mechsondeck. They provided all of the lube that was used for not only the stabilizers, but as well as the switches. So check that out. Use our link, it gets you 4% off in-stock items. Zap cables, get yourself some of the best cables in the business. Dixie Mech, mechsondeck.dixiemech.com. Pick yourself up GMK Redacted, as well as Moto Round 2 is next month. Project Keyboard is mechsondeck.project.link. Get yourself some Masterpiece. Canon Keys, canonkeys.com/mechsondeck. Maybe you can get yourself an extra one of these. As well as GMK Deep Navy, and the Rect should be coming soon. And then, of course, sign up for the Type Beast newsletter. And last but not least, friends over at Smith & Rune. Shout out to them. Thank you so much for the support you've given us. And then thank you for letting Chewy get me one of these, and really appreciate it. So thank y'all for stopping by. I'm going to see if I can find someone to raid. I don't know if anyone is still going. I know there was lots of people that were streaming tonight, so let me see if anyone is up and running still. does not look like Minterly is streaming.
Well, howdy.
Minterly is not streaming right now. We can raid Huey. Let's raid Mr. Man of Interests. We're setting that up now. Go check him out. He's actually building a Jane V2 CE. So, also, can I also get that sound clip of Jeff? He has a ton of clips that we use. So, all of our clips are of Jeff. So, boy howdy. Who's that? We got a ton. But thank you for hanging out. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Again, Iron 165, fantastic board. Really excited. Extras coming soon. Definitely pick one up. That being said, y'all have a fantastic night, and we'll see you real soon.